Hi, and welcome to Happy Kitty Kitchen. Today we're sharing an old vegetarian casserole that has been in the family for years. We even have a made-up name for it called bastalita, instead of calling it vegetable medley casserole every time. Originally, we used to make this casserole with beef or chicken chunks in it, but over the years we didn't see the need for that anymore since the vegetables were so fulfilling and appetizing enough on their own, and some days we need to take a meat break. So hopefully you can take some inspiration from this dish and customize it to your own liking, or just make it exactly how we make it. We'll start out by pan cooking or pan frying cauliflowers in one pan and eggplants in the other. You can put them both in one pan, however each vegetable will have a different cooking time, so this way is the best way for me personally. On an additional pan, I'm going to pan fry some small potato cubes that I previously soaked in boiled water from the kettle, just to sort of cut down on cooking time. Keep moving your vegetables around to make sure no one side is burnt. Once the vegetables have reached the form that you like best, set them aside on a kitchen towel to drain from any excess oil and let them cool down. Some people like their cauliflower and eggplants really mushy, whereas others don't, so that's all under your control here. As you can see, my potatoes here are cooked through but not mushed, so I'm moving on to the next step now. In a wok or deep pan, I'm going to put in some olive oil and chopped onions. Then add in the salt and black pepper and mix it all up. Then I'm adding in paprika powder, coriander powder, and a bit of vegetable stock powder. Now you can use a chicken stock cube if you'd like, and if you don't want this to be strictly vegetarian. Mix it all well, cook the onions until they're slightly soft and add in garlic paste, and then mix some more. Then begin adding in your raw vegetables, and depending on what vegetables we have too much of in the fridge, this dish always has a slightly different variety every time we make it. But ultimately, the vegetables we always include are courgettes or zucchinis, potatoes, eggplants, cauliflowers, canned corn, and chickpeas. Instead of just canned corn, I'm adding in a bit of frozen green beans, peas, carrots, and corn mix, and I'm giving them a mix. Then, since I'm almost done cooking everything else, I'm throwing in the cauliflowers, the eggplants, and potatoes that we pan-cooked earlier. And for our biggest source of protein, our chickpeas. We want to add those in last because they're already cooked and they're going to get mushed if we toss them around too much. Once everything is mixed in, I'm going to add in a splash or two of soy sauce for saltiness and umami flavoring. Then I'm going to mix it all up and give it a taste to see if it all requires any additional seasoning. Now that I'm happy with it, I'm setting it aside and moving on to the top coat for the casserole. In a bowl, I've got minced garlic. Don't look at it funny because it's green. It just grew a little bit. We still minced it anyway, and it was still fine. Then I'm going to add in a bit of vegetable stock powder in here as well. And I'm adding in plain and simple yogurt and giving it a good mix. Don't forget to taste it to see if you'd like to add salt to it too. Now let's start assembling our casserole by layering in Lebanese bread at the bottom. And if you like to make this extra delicious, first put a spread of the yogurt mix at the bottom and then put the bread at the bottom before putting in your vegetable mix. I didn't have any extra yogurt mix or any extra bread left, so I had to be a bit stingy here. Once done assembling, cover with aluminum foil and bake in a preheated oven for 10 to 15 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius, or just until the yogurt topping has dried out. And if you're not in a hurry, remove the aluminum and bake it again for another 10 to 15 minutes at 200 to 210 degrees Celsius, or just enough to get a nice slight crisp on top. I like it when the bread really dries out and gets a bit crispy on the corners. We usually make this casserole when we have a lot of leftover chickpeas and Lebanese bread and too much vegetables on our hands. It utilizes all these things quite well before they go bad or we have to throw them away, and it makes for a delicious meal. We hope you give our bastalita a try, and as usual, thanks for watching and have a great day from Happy Kitty Kitchen. Bye!